You guys have that same opportunity. You've carved out 2 hours of your time in your life that you've been giving to God. You know, when this ends, it's very easy to go back to the norm. You know, and it's very easy for that passion and that fire to burn out. So I really challenge you guys, what are you going to do with those 2 hours that you've been giving to God? It doesn't have to still be on Monday night, but you have those 2 hours. Everybody's time is important, and there's lots of things we can fill it with, but you've already carved it out, so you know you can do it. What are you going to do with that? Next is talent. Starting in 2nd grade, my mom forced me into piano classes, which quickly wasn't forced. It's something that I came to love. By the time I was graduating high school, I had 5 scholarship offers to go do music. Went through a little midlife crisis at 18, decided not to do music. Ran away to Franciscan University to find out more about myself. But anyways, music became a very important part of my life, especially playing music at church. I would play for our Thursday night prayer groups. I would play Sunday night mass for a 5:30 youth group, or youth mass. I would play at other parishes. I would get paid to play weddings, funerals. I loved giving my talents through music. But at that 5:30 mass, it was very much a community. You know, the people that went to that mass, all ages, you know, and ranges of age, but, you know, they came to that mass for a reason, which was really to hear, you know, they loved the music that we played at that mass. I remember a couple that I would always see at mass, and about once a month they would come up to the group afterwards and thank us for the great job that we did and how beautiful the music was and everything. And never bothered to learn their names, but they were at every single Sunday mass. My parents knew them. My mom was director of religious at our parish, and she, the wife, helped out a lot at the parish. So, anyways, I graduate, I go to college, it's my sophomore year, and she calls me and she's like, "Do you remember so-and-so?" I still don't even know their names, as bad as that is, but anyways, I was like, "No," and she was like, "It's a couple, they were always at 5:30 mass and heard you guys play," and she was like, the husband passed away. And my mom was like, "I went to the funeral, and I went through the receiving line afterwards." And his wife stopped my mom, and when they greeted, and she was like, "I want you to know that my husband and I were married for 30 years before he finally decided to go to Mass with me. And he went to Mass, and he heard your son play piano, and the group play music. He loved it so much he decided to keep coming back. He kept coming back so much that he fell in love with the church and converted about 2 years before he passed away." So, people you don't even know, when you give your talents, you can affect deeply. I still don't even know the guy's name, as horrible as that is. But, you know, just because of the passion that we showed for Christ, and us being up there every Sunday and playing music for him, you know, that was enough for this man to fall in love with his faith. But you can't, it's not only other people that you touch when you give your time, your talent, your treasure, it's people God will put in your life that will touch you. In that group that I played with, I had 3 that are brothers to me now, Rob, Kyle, and Emilio. We grew up playing music together from our 8th grade year. We played all through high school together. Whenever I get back from college, we play music together. We'd go play at Mass. We'd hang out all the time. We'd pray together. You know, we really became brothers. When my dad passed away 2 years ago, the 3 people that were waiting at my house when I came back home were them. It was just this really awe-inspiring thing to see 3 people that I was able to grow with through sharing my talents. They were there for me, you know. So, how you use your talents, how you give to other people, can really touch you deeply and allow God to put people in your life that are supposed to be there for you. So finally, treasure, money, right? The fun thing to talk about. I work very hard for my money. I don't like to give it away. But Angela and I give 10% to St. Gertrude's. You know, we tithe, like we're asked to. St. Gertrude's makes it very easy. You can do it electronically. We don't need to sign our checks. I know the people that we sit next to each week probably think that we're horrible Catholics. Don't they? But I'm like, you all judge me. In fact, I probably get more than you. But, it's important to tithe. But there's something additional that was given to me in life. It's a little thing I want to share with you guys, and I really challenge you to think about doing it too. You guys know I'm big into challenges and trying to leave you with one thing to do. My confirmation sponsor, when I went through confirmation in high school, was our music director for that group. Her and her husband, amazing, amazing Catholics, amazing, amazing people. As my gift, they gave me, for confirmation, they gave me what they call a guardian angel account. It's a few $100s for me when I was in high school, but they would keep a few $1,000s put aside. Just anytime they found somebody in need or in help, that needed help, they would give that money to, as much as they needed. They saw somebody on the side of the road with a broke down car, they'd go write them a check, give them the money, here to help you. Family member that was in need, here's some money I have set aside, help you. I didn't understand how powerful that could be until I was in college. I mostly let that account sit dormant. I didn't really take it into practice. And actually, it was after college. I was working in Raleigh, North Carolina. Angela's a year behind me in Steubenville, so she was still up there. So I drive all the way from Raleigh up to Steubenville, Ohio, just about every other weekend to visit with her and be there. And so I'd gone up a weekend, and I was leaving early Sunday morning. I was trying to get back Sunday night for a Duke basketball game. I had tickets to Duke, which were incredibly hard to get. So I was super pumped. So I stopped at this rest stop in West Virginia to get gas. And it had been really cold in Steubenville. It wasn't cold in Raleigh. I go and I take my coat off, and I'm like, I'm going to take my coat off. It's warm here now, West Virginia. I open my trunk, throw my coat in the trunk, shut the trunk, go in to use the restroom, come back out, get ready to get in the car. Keys were in the trunk, and my coat. It was wonderful. So luckily on my phone, I found a towing company that was also do the locks and stuff, and I called them, and they're like, yeah, we'll be there in an hour. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss the basketball game. So anyways, I'm sitting there at this rest stop, and like 4 cars down from me is this old beat-up Ford Taurus that's hood is open, smoke coming out of it, and it's this young woman with 2 kids in the back seat, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And so I go over and I start talking to her, and she was going to Pennsylvania. Her dad had passed away, and they were going up there for the funeral. And her car broke down, and she was having to get it towed. And she was waiting for a tow truck too. I was like, awesome, wonderful. So anyway, so we start talking and learn a little bit more about herself. She's a single mother. She works 2 jobs. She doesn't know how she's going to be able to pay for the tow and all this stuff because she's not getting paid to go to her dad's funeral. And in that moment, I remembered that account I had, that extra debit card that I had in my pocket that I hadn't used for years. So I went into this rest stop, and they had not had dinner. And by this time, the tow truck had come and got my keys and stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. So I went in, pulled out a few $100s, bought them dinner at Popeyes, took the couple $100s, put it in a napkin, wrote on the napkin, just praying for you and your family, God bless you, thanks for sharing this time with me. Put it in the bag, walked out, gave it to her, got in the car, drove away. About half a mile down the road, I'm flying 90 miles per hour, I got to get to this basketball game. This amazing feeling of God's love just came over me, to the point where I had to pull over on the side of the road. I was crying so hard. Not because of how good I felt because of what I did, but because of how good God felt about what I did. And I really felt that. So, being able to give that gift to somebody that needed it, and just having that random account in place, what an incredible blessing. It's something that Angel and I continue to do today. Just little gifts here and there. Her brother needed money for a car. We had it available, and as we can, we save back up and put more money in that account. So I really challenge you guys to think about doing something similar with your treasure. So to close, God calls us to really further His mission here on earth, right? And He asks us to do that through what we can give. Our time, our talent, and our treasure. God will ask us on that last day when we go and meet Him, where were you when I was hungry and naked and poor, sick, and in prison? Did you help me? And if you give your time, talent, and treasure, hopefully you'll be able to say that you did.